Welcome to Mike Dub 27 Day Trader, and hopefully everybody had a good day trading. Got me a couple of open positions still. I'm still doing this thing, still making some money. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and take a look at some Lucid Group and see what's going on with it. So, what did we learn today? Lucid Group, it tested. It hit a low of 225, and it never went lower than that, which means we can go ahead and move our new bottom to 225 and the new top can make that 235. So we'll go ahead and do that. You know what? Let's make it 233. It did hit 235, but that was like the max. So we want it kind of realistic. So there we go, 225 to 233. All right. We take a look at the candles. We can see right here that we got a little bearish around 930, 935, or 930, 935, 940. Of course, at the opening of the market, and it dropped all the way down to 225, which was fine because after that, it was get money time because it kept rising and rising and rising. And some people sold for obvious reasons, but it's like the bears were getting stomped out. It was kept rising and rising and rising. Then it finally topped right here at the wick at around 233. Got a little bearish, went to 230, and this kept and then went back up to about 232, 233. So the bulls are definitely winning this one. You can see right here at the MACD, even when it comes to the MACD, even though it was bearish longer than it was bullish, that bull was holding it down. That's why it's a little bit more thicker. So that tells us right there that we have a new low. And look at that. Market cap went up 7.09 billion. So we're back over 7 billion. How does everybody feel about that? Average volume 163.19 million. Volume right now after the market 97 million. But Lucid actually advanced. So that is a good thing. Predictions from the Motley Fool. Lucid Group stock today could set you up for life. If you want to add significant upside potential to your portfolio, check out the electric car stocks. In 2021, the electric vehicle represented just 3.4%. Let's go. Let's take a look at it. 3.4% of all vehicle sales in the U.S. By 2030, however, nearly 30% of all vehicles sales are expected to be electric. As Tesla stock has proven big gains are possible by investing early, while plenty of risk remains. Lucid Group up 2.4% could very well be the next Tesla, potentially generating huge wealth for your portfolio in the process. Right now, there are two responses in particular to believe Lucid shares are a compelling buy for life of investments. And then it goes on to talk about that. One, Lucid is ready to tap the mass market, which we already know about that. Lucid finally becoming a mass-produced vehicle instead of only producing like 3,000 a quarter. And then two, Lucid's biggest growth opportunity, it won't be making EVs. Now, why does it say that? Well, Rawlinson wasn't shy about his expectation of the company. We want Lucid to be huge, he said earlier this year before his departure. He wanted the company to produce more than 1 million cars every year by the early 2030s. Beyond that, he thought Lucid's future might be to simply sell its technology to other automakers, an arguably more profitable business with greater scaling potential. So that's one way to do it. Lucid's transition toward this future has already begun. In 2023, it announced a partnership with Aston Martin. So Aston Martin will be using Lucid's technology for its vehicles. The deal made it so that Aston Martin could gain access to Lucid's proprietary powertrain technology, which will be implemented in upcoming Aston Martin EVs. So Aston Martin is going to be using Lucid's technology in its EVs. So that's pretty cool. Aston Martin is actually my favorite like fancy car. I don't think Aston Martin. Oh yeah, Aston Martin's right here. Aston Martin Lagonda Global Holdings PLC. Well, it's only $1.10. Let me find it. Nah, it doesn't go down long. It doesn't go down far enough. Nah, that's not enough volatility right there. Had to check. Aston Martin Global Holdings PLC engages in businesses and design and create and exporting cars. Its current model include the Vantage, DB12, Vanquish, DBX707, Valhalla, Valkyrie, Velour, Valiant, and the AMR25 F1. Market cap 1.11 billion, which is most of these high-end automakers. They usually don't have that high of a market cap because they don't mass produce. Volume really isn't anything. It's not too much going on with it. Only people probably trading this are probably people that work for Aston Martin in specifics. Yeah, if you look at it from a week standpoint, I'm talking about the low 106, high 112. So I guess you can get like a little 6 cent move on that. 105, high is 114. I mean, it's something to look at. It doesn't really impress me though. But yep, so Lucid partnering with Aston Martin, and that's why we're seeing, and then them actually having some sort of leadership and goals for the years, the upcoming years. So that's pretty cool. So let's see, what else do we have? All right, I got two stocks I'm looking at. One being GIBO Holdings. I got it when it was at 0.04 cents at some point this morning. It was like around, had to be somewhere between here. Let me go ahead and pull up the candlesticks. Yeah, right around there. That's why I went ahead and got in it. And then right around here, I was going to get out, but I guess I exceeded my number of trades that I can make today. I'm on Robinhood. I got to switch it back to a cash account. Good thing, though, I got it as low as I could. So we had a little bit of volatility, but as we see towards the end of the market, it is still up. So it's still holding on. So who knows, tomorrow it may even go even higher. It would be nice to see it actually hit one of these 0.06 cent marks. And that'd be amazing right there. But we'll see how it goes. I'll probably try to get out at 51 cents, or 55 cents. The other stock that I was looking at was New Canna, which is a clinical biopharmaceutical company. This one I got in at 7 cents. It really didn't move that much. It went down to like 6 cents. So it went down 1 penny. But they actually have news. It says new Canna faces delisting threat. Huh, that's not good. So don't miss tip ranks half a year sale. Take advantage of tip ranks, things like that. So they looks like they better figure something out. Yeah, so I guess if you actually look at it, they had a peak. And July the 9th, it went up to 1 cent. But after that, it just completely fizzled out. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Maybe they can make it to August, or maybe they won't. Market cap 22.40 million. 52-week high is 3 cents. low is 3 cents. 52-week high is $10. High today is 9 cents, and low today is 5 cents. Where it's at right now. So we'll come back and we'll see what that's looking like tomorrow. Average value 240 million. After hours value right now 580 million. So it's a lot of value. So there's a lot of something going on up in here. But we'll see you tomorrow morning. Who knows? Maybe it'll hit that 1 cent mark again. But otherwise, everything looks good. Market strong. Nothing to be worried about right now. So, just keep trading. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to follow. This is Mike Dub, 27 day trader. I'm out. Deuces.